Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Sanga again. Last day of November, first day of the rest of our lives in this life. Let me check one thing. Video closer. There was some comment about the color of my video last time. I don't know, I can't seem to make it other than what it is, despite many adjustments. I guess it's more about our voice than about our appearance anyway. And video is, yes, good. Okay, let's jump into it. Prema Rasarnava, you are here. Hare Krishna. Welcome. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Paragamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's jump right into our song of Srila Narottama Das Thakur, shall we? This is continuing with the first song of Prema Bhakti Candrika. We went through the first 4 verses last time, and there are 10 verses altogether in the version that we have. And move this down and make this bigger. And share. Okay. So the first 4 verses, you remember, are quite familiar to most of us, if not all of us, as the Guru Puja song. Would be interesting to know the history of the singing of these verses as the song to be sung in the Guru Puja in our sampradaya, whether this was introduced by Bhakti Siddhanta Thakura. That would be my first guess, but I don't know. We need an historian of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya to find that out. So yeah, Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Sadma Vando Mui Sa Avadana Mate. Remember the word Sa Avadana means something like with attention. Shabdan in Bengali, modern Bengali. Shabdan. Shabdan. Watch out. So yeah, before we go into this, I should check, because there was a note. Is everything okay regarding translation now?
Yes, we saw.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, so this first verse is Bandhamui. I offer bandhana. I offer obeisance. How? Sa avadana, with great attention. Mate, in the mind. And why? Jahar prasadi, by, O brother, e bhava koriyā jaya, because by the Guru's, the feet, the charana padma of the Guru, it's possible to cross over a bhava, this material existence. Not only to cross over, but Krishna prapti hoy. There will be the obtaining prapti of Krishna. And for this to happen, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, Chitete koriyā, or koribo, aikya, may the words that are coming from the Mukha Padma, from the lotus mouth of the Guru, may they become an aikya, a singularity in my mind, consciousness. I have no other hope. Shri Guru Charane Rati, and the rati, the attachment to the Guru's feet, service, we could say. Eshe Uttamagati, this is the ultimate goal. Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha, this is the fulfillment, pure, of all hope, all aspiration, Asha, to receive his prasada. And then Chakshudan, the gift of eyes, the eye gift, the eye treasure. Dilo J, he's given me eyes, he's given me sight. Janme Janme Prabhu, he is my Prabhu, my master, not just in this life, but in every life. Janme Janme, birth after birth. And Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita, the Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. Prakashita is manifest, has become visible in my heart. It's unfolded. Prema Bhakti Jaha hoite. Avidyā vinasha jate. So Prema Bhakti hoite, coming about from him. Avidyā vinasha jate, the ignorance is destroyed. Not just nasha, destroyed, but vinasha, very thoroughly destroyed. And Vedigai Jahara Charita, his charita, the Guru's activities are praised, Gai. Where? Vede, in the Veda. And Shri Guru Karana Sindhu Adama Janar Bandhu, he's the Karana Sindhu, ocean of Karuna, of mercy, and he is the Bandhu, the friend of the Adama, of those persons who are kind of, I think of it always as meaning like homeless, Adama, without any position. And Lokanath, Loker Jivan, he is the life of the people, and he is the Lord of the people, or Lokanath, the Guru of Narottama Das, is whom he's addressing. O Lokanath, I think. Ha Prabhu Koronoya, O Master, please give me your daya, your mercy. Dehamore parājaya, give me the jaya, the shade of your feet, and evejasha goshuk tribhuvana. May your jasha, your fame, be broadcast, goshuk, all throughout the three worlds, tribhuvana. Okay, then we have Vaishnava. So that was the first four. Now we have actually 6 more verses. I think we can go through. Vaishnava charanarenu bhūshana koriyā tanu yāhā hoite anubhava hoy. I think I'll use this other machine so I don't have to jump back and forth. Okay. By making the dust of the Vaishnava's feet, charana renu, renu means dust, the ornament of my body, bhūshana, koriyā. Tanu means body, and bhūshana is ornament. So koriyā, having made this dust of the Vaishnavas, the ornaments of my body, jaya hoite anubhava hoy. Ecstatic love comes. The word anubhava means experience, just in the general sense, and it has then the technical meaning of a certain category of emotions, which Rupa Goswami analyzes extensively. Yāhā, hoite, from whom anubhava hoy. There is, hoy is happens. What happens? Anubhava, experience. Ecstatic experience. Mārjana hoy bhajana, sadhu-bhavan anukana, ajñāna, avidyā, parājaya. Washing the Vaishnav's lotus feet is my method of worship. By always associating with the Vaishnavas, I shall overcome the darkness of ignorance. So mārjana means cleaning, washing. Mandira mārjana, cleaning the temple. Mārjana hoy bhajana. It's a nice expression. What is your bhajana, Prabhu? What is your daily seva? Mārjana. Mārjana bhajana. I am doing cleaning service. Sadhu-bhavan anuks. So kshana means moment, anukshana means moment after moment or ongoing. And so it means kind of constant. Ajñāna avidyā parājaya. I'm able to conquer ignorance and ignorance. Ajñāna, what's the difference between the two? Let's see if he gives something in his translation. Well, he just says the darkness of ignorance. I don't know. I think of avidyā, or I think of vidya as something kind of like technique or skill, knowing how to do something. So there are techniques in devotional service, and if we don't know them, then it's avidyā. And ajñāna is more tattva jnana, knowledge of. So it's more like maybe sambandha, knowing sambandha. Let's see. Somebody has a microphone on. Okay. Jnana. Nope. Jaya. Okay. Now the next few verses are glorifying Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Jaya Sanatana Rupa Prema Bhakti Rasa Kupa Jugala Ujjalamai Tanu Jahar Prashade Loka Pasarilo Shab Shoka Prakata Kolapa Taru Janu. So, O Srila Sanatana Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, who are two deep wells of the nectar of pure love, two personifications of the splendid nectar of the divine couple. Yeah, that's nice. Yugala, of course, means couple, the two, the divine couple. And Ujjvala means brilliant, glowing, shining. And Maya means made of, constituted of. So they are like, the body of them is, yeah, it's nicely translated. They're personifications of the two, the divine couple. Which is not to say that, one of them is Radha and the other is Krishna. That's, I think, not the point. There are two desire trees by whose mercy the entire world is free from suffering. All glory to you. Jahar prasade loke. So by their mercy, Jahara is of them. Prasade, their mercy. Loka, the people. Pasarilo shab shoka. They've become freed from all suffering. And prakata kalapa taru tanu. Yes, kalapa is a stretched out kalpa. Kalapa, so it's kalpataru, is, of course, a wish-fulfilling tree. And prakata means manifest. So they're a manifest tree of mercy. Or two trees. Taru janu. Sorry, I don't know what the janu is. Janu, what it means. Okay, verse 7. Prema bhakti riti joto nija grante shubekato likiachan dui mahashoy jahar shravana hoite premanande bhashe chitte jugala madhura rasashray. So now he's talking about the books which Srila Sanātana and Srila Rupa Goswami have written. In your books, you two great souls clearly describe Prema Bhakti Riti, or Jata, Nija Garante Suvekata. Suvekata, I don't know, maybe describe. Suvekata, oh, maybe it means clear. Yeah, so likiachan, of course, means writing. That's have written, likiachan. Dui mahashoy, you two great souls, mahashoy. Jahar shravana hoite. Hearing about you brings bliss to the heart. Premanande bhashe chitte. Chitte, I think should have two T's. And bhase, I think here would mean kind of swimming, floating in premananda, in the heart. Jugala madhura rasashray. You are the shelter, ashraya, of Yugala Madhura Rasa. Now, this might be taken in two ways. Yugala can mean the divine couple. So the rasa of the madhur, the sweet rasa of the two. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be meant. So Yugala refers to Radha and Krishna. Okay, so not you are my shelter, but they are my shelter. Their madhura rasa is my shelter. Then, verse 8, Jugala Kishore Prema Lakha Bano Jeno Hema Hano Dana Prakashilo Jara. Wow. Lakshabana, I need help for that. You are fabulously wealthy. Lakshaban. Oh, I see. Hanohema, possessing ecstatic love for the divine couple. Yugala Kishore Prema. A love more precious than gold. So Hema means gold. And heno means such. So such treasure, such wealth, prakashila jara, is manifest of them. I think that's what it means. O Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, all glories to you. I beg you, please give me in charity some of these jewel necklaces. Jai Rupa Sanatan Deho More Premadan She Ratana More Gole Hara. So Ratana is a stretched out Ratna, means jewel, and Gole means like a bead or a jewel that can be strung onto a necklace, I think. And hara means necklace. So deha more premadan, give me the treasure of prema, which is a jewel in my necklace, I think. Okay. And then number 9, Bhagavata Shastra Marma, Namavidha Bhakti Dharma, Sadai Koribo Susevan, Anna Devashoy Nai, Tomar Kohilo Bhai, E Bhakti Parama Bhajana. So Marma means essence, yeah. I shall eternally engage in the ninefold processes of devotional service, which is the essential message of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavata Shastra, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the marma, the essence of it, what is that? Navavidha Bhakti Dharma. Vidha means, in this case, type. So 9 types of bhakti. That is the Dharma. Sadai, which is always, and with that E on the end, there's emphasis, sadai, koribo susevana, this will be, I will make, I will do this worship. Anna deva shrainai, I will not worship, I will not take shelter, ashraya, in other devas. Anna deva shrainai. Tomare kohilo bhai, O brother, I have said it to you, or I say to you, I think it's past tense, I said to you, E bhakti parama bhajana. This is my supreme bhajana. This devotional service is the highest kind of worship. And then this is first 2 lines especially, I find very important. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Hridaye koriyā ajñāna shototo bhāshivo prema madhye. Karmi jnani bhaktihin ihake koribo bin Narottama e tata gaje. Making the words of the Guru, the Sadhus, and Shastras one within my heart. Hridaye koriyā ajñāna. I constantly float and swim in the ocean of pure love. Satata bhashivo prema madhye. Madhye is madhye, it's in the middle, and Bashibo, I will swim, I will float. When? Satata, always. In the midst, I will always float in the midst of Prema. And finally, Karmi Jnani, I am different from the Karmis and Jnanis who have no devotion to Krishna. Karmi Jnani Bhaktihin ihake koribo bin. I will be, I think there should be a second N, double N. So it would be binna. I will be different. Can mean different. It could mean also separated, something like that. I will be aloof from the karmis, the jnanis, who are bhaktihin, who are without bhakti. Narottama etattva gaje. Narottama speaks this truth, this very truth. Nice. All right, let's try it. Oh, I always have this little issue that I need to stop sharing in order to turn musician mode on. And then I have to turn this back on. Okay. Okay, starting with verse number 5. Vaishnava Charana Renu Let's do it here. Vaishnava Charana Renu Bhūshana koriyā tanu yāhā hoite anubhava Vaishnava Charana Renu Bhūshana koriyā tanu yāhā hoite anubhava mārjana bhajana sādhu sańge anuks ajñāna avidyā parājaya mārjana bhajana sādhu sańge anuks avidyā parājaya jaya sanātana rupa Prema Bhakti rasa kupa jugala ujjala maya tanu jaya sanātana rupa Prema Bhakti rasa kupa jugala ujjala maya tanu jahara prasade loka asarido sabhasoka prakata kalapataru janu jahara prasade loka asarido sabhasoka prakata kalapataru jana Prema Bhakti Riti Jata Nija Grante Suvikara Likhi Achen Dui Mahashai Prema Bhakti Riti Jata Nija Grante Shuvekata Likhi Achen Tui Mahashai Jahara Shravana Jugala Kishore Prema Lakshabana and Yeno Hema Hanodhan Prakashilo Jara Jugalaki Shora Prema Lakshabana and Yeno Hanodan Prakashilo Jara Jaya Rupa Sanātana Deho More Prema Dan Che Ratan More Gole Ana Jaya Rupa Sanātana Deho More Prema Dana Se Ratna Mora Gole Hara. Oops. Okay. Bhagavata Shastra Marma Navavidha Bhakti Dharma Bhagavata Shastra Marma Navavidha Bhakti Dharma Shadai Koribo Susevana Shadai Koribo Susevana Annadeva Shaya Monai Tomare Kahilo Bai Annadeva Shaya Nai Tomare Kahilo Bai E Bhakti Parama Bhajana E Bhakti Parama Bhajana Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Hridaye koriyā aitya Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Hridaye koriyā aitya Shatata Vasivo Prema Maje Satata Vasivo Prema Maje Karmi Gyani Bhakti Ihake Karibo Din Karmi Gyani Bhakti Ihake Karibo Din Narottama Etatva Gaje Narottama Etatva Gaje Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bo Hare Bo Hare Bo Gaura Hare Bo Nitai Gaura Hare Bo Hare Bo Hare Bo Hare Bo Sadhu-shastra Guru Bhaktya Hridoye Koriyā Aikya. This is what we want. Because there's so many words, Vakya, coming to us, it can be confusing. And so we want it to become a single clear message, which is one of the very special qualities of Srila Prabhupada. He made the message, oh, so clear. Always. Unequivocal. The word unequivocal, when something is equivocal, it means equivocal. There's, two different things being said. So the mind becomes confused. But when it's unequivocal or unambiguous, then we know what's to be done. Okay, let's go to Narottama Vilasa, and first I have to fish for it. No. Oh, now I remember. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So I have to make a small adjustment here. Okay. Whoops, why didn't that work? Huh. Oh, it did work. Okay. No, it didn't work. Oh dear. Let's see how to do this. I think the problem is to get it back up there and back down. It's a little confusing here because I have two screens. And so what if I move this up here? No, that's not what I want. I want to move this up. And then I move it down here. See if that works. Yeah, this should work. Okay. So, Shripad Thakur Mahashoy, as he's sometimes called, Narottama Das Thakur. He's been in Puri. He's now in Bengal. He's come to the place of Narahari Sarkar Thakur. He's met Narahari Sarkar Thakur in great joy. They've had a nice meeting. And Narottama is on his way to his home place, Ketri But Narahari Saratar, hard to pronounce, Narahari Sarkar Thakur advises him that he should first go to Jajigram. Why? Because there is where Srinivasacharya is. Apparently, it's been some time since the three of them, Narottama, Srinivas, and Shyamananda, were together. So they want to meet again. And there's a touching scene before Narottama departs from the company of Sarkar Thakur, Narahari Sarkar, is that Sarkar Thakur is saying, this is going to be the last time I will see you. And it's an interesting thought. We meet different devotees all the time. And we don't know when it's going to be the last time that we meet some dear devotee. Yeah, I just got the news, was it yesterday? One scholar, one lady, the news was that she had just passed away a few days ago. Her name was T.S. Rukmani, and she was a scholar of Vedanta and Samkhya philosophies. And I met her some years ago. We attended one conference in London, and I remember I escorted her from the conference venue at University of London to the Govinda's restaurant, which is not, it's within walking distance. So we walked during the lunch break, we walked together to Govinda's and had lunch and then walked back. And yeah, that conference was the last that I saw her. And now I hear that she has departed. And she was one of the, she did her doctoral dissertation on the Srimad Bhagavatam. And that was something like 1973, I think, maybe earlier. Anyway, the point is, we don't know. And, but in this case, Narahari Sarkar is saying he knows this is going to be the last time that they meet. Okay, upon reaching Jajigram, the escort, someone who is going with Narottama, pointed to one house and said, that is the house of Srinivasacharya, where he teaches his students. And in the meantime, means around the same time, someone had reported to Srinivasacharya that Sri Thakur Mahashoy, Narottama Das, had come from Sri Kshetra, or Jagannath Puri. Srinivasacharya at once got up and hurried toward the door when Narottama suddenly entered the house. Seeing each other, their hearts leapt with joy, and both of them burst into tears. These meetings, they're always so dramatic. Narottama fell at Acharya's feet. Acharya lovingly embraced him. So Narottama is the junior devotee, and Srinivasacharya is the senior devotee. Who can understand the nature of such exalted personalities? Indeed, who can? Although physically two different persons, they were of such like minds that they felt as if one. When they had calmed down, they sat and conversed together intently. And then what happens next? One learned Brahmana came from Kshetra, from Puri, and he wanted to study the books of the Goswamis of Vrindavan. And of course, Srinivasacharya and Narottama and Shyamananda, they had brought these books to Bengal. So now this Brahmin is coming and he wants to learn from those books. So he submits himself politely before Srinivas. And Srinivas asks him what's happening in Sri Nilachala. Nilachala is another name for Puri. Specifically, it's the very kind of invisible hill, which is surrounded, I would say, by the walls or outer walls of the huge walls of the Jagannath temple. And then this Brahmana very sadly, tearfully replies, Nilachala has lost her jewels. Since the day that Thakur Mahashoy left, a chain of miserable events has come to reign, has prevailed, has been happening there. Practically all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to disappear from this world. So, of course, sometime before, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had disappeared, and now, one after another, his associates are disappearing. And now he reports that Shyamananda, who had been on his way to Puri when Narottama was leaving Puri, So Shamananda arrives, and what does he see? Nothing but misery. Only by the will of the Lord was he able to maintain his life. And then Shamananda is consoled. He's made to feel not so troubled. And then he leaves Puri. And the Brahmin says, I've seen all of this with my own eyes. And I couldn't stay there. I was not able to stay there any longer. It was too much, too painful. And so I just started walking, and here I am in Gouda. And then this Brahmin began to cry, calling out the names of the departed devotees of Kshetra. Acharya Thakur, Narottama, Vyasa, Chakravarti, and Krishna Vallabha all cried along with him. And then Srinivas Acharya Thakur finally pacified and becomes more peaceful, and also the Brahmana. Then he arranges accommodation for the Brahmin, and from that day, he began teaching this Brahmin from the books of the Goswamis. Who knows what Acharya Thakur and Narottama discussed privately amongst themselves? Okay, next, Narottama is going to leave the next day. There will be more tears. Vyasa, Chakravarti, and a few other devotees accompany Narottama for some distance until Narottama very lovingly forbade them to go any further. Okay, so that was his visit in Jajigram. Srila Narottama Das Thakur ki jai. Good, okay. Again, welcome all of you from all of the places where you are. Prema Rasarnava, where are you? Oh, you're translating. You're here, okay. Are you in North Spain? Okay. Oh, you're with Katyayani. Okay. In good company. Nice. Whoops, where did that come from? Okay. News. Any news? Anyone have news to share? News and views? Any birthdays? Jagamangala, Hari, and Susan have been renovating the temple in Rijeka.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you.
Ich habe gesehen gestern, I've seen yesterday some action going on in the temple.
Like nice action.
Yeah.
We make some Susanne and Jeanette, the
Yeah.
girl from New York. They make with the golden leaves.
Yes, I saw
Real
that
good.
with gold
Yeah,
leaf.
like,
Real gold leaf. Wow.
Real
yes,
good.
yes, yes. Some
Making the
Bhakti Marco from yes,
new altar.
a little bit decoration,
Uh-huh.
decoration.
Renewal. Yes.
Yes,
That's good.
and
Nice.
we have such beautiful programs in the temple now,
Uh-huh.
and we have some pre-agreement with the owner of the flat, the family from France and England, and we want to buy some square meter in this flat.
1 square meter.
Yeah, a little bit more, but like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's complicated.
Oh no, not so much, but it's good. They are nice, so they like to give us.
Oh, good.
The woman was in the 70s, early 70s in London,
Uh-huh.
and she met devotees there.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
uh-huh.
And she called us to come to her villa in Rijeka. It's a former embassy of Poland in the
Oh,
Second World War.
wow.
So they are like aristocratic, something like this.
Ah,
And they call the devotees to come to have some
Program.
programs there, yeah, directly on the seaside.
wow. Very nice.
So it's nice. I think we are on a good way to make Rijeka on the map again. So
That's what
you
I
like
was
this?
suggesting. That should be
Yeah, yeah,
the aim.
yeah. Yeah,
Put
very good.
Rijeka on the map.
Yesterday we have Bhagavad Gita class with your small Bhagavad Gita with
Uh-huh.
80 yogas, and nice. We have already about 5 new people there. They
Oh,
come regularly to the classes. Come also chanting with us.
yeah.
We have every Ekadashi 64 rounds in the center to chant.
Wow.
Yeah, but for free, so everybody
Yeah.
can come and go when they
Come
like
and
to.
go whenever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
involved.
nice.
yeah, it's very nice. So Ishodia make very good program. He's like a natural talent, talent,
Okay.
very good. And Suzanne also very nice
Yes.
with the Vaishnava holistic woman. Very good
Yeah.
idea. Wonderful. Thank you for your blessings. Stimist.
Let it increase.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Rijeka Yatra Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Nritya Kishori. What news?
Hare Krishna, Guru
Hare
Maharaj,
Krishna.
devotees, obeisances. So you asked, is there some birthday? So my son Narottama, he had last week birthday,
Ah.
first year. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Is this is he going to follow in the footsteps of the original Narottama?
Well, hopefully.
Hari-bol. Happy birthday, Narottama. You've got a whole life in front of you. A whole life to serve Krishna and serve the Vaishnavas. He seems to be looking forward to it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your blessing.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Yeah, Narottama the second, disciplic succession. Okay. Show and tell. I may have shown you this book before, and some of you may be familiar with it. Our Srila Prabhupada, a friend to all early contemporaries, remember him compiled by my god sister Mula Prakriti, Devi Dasi. I'm not sure if she is still with us. I think I heard that she may not be. But she did an incredible job going around and meeting all of these people. It's over, I think, over 75 different people who knew Srila Prabhupada in his younger days. And she interviewed them. And they would tell their memories. Some of them very short, some longer. So it's very interesting because we kind of tend to think Prabhupada's existence started in 1965 or 1966. But of course, his appearance was 1896, and it was close to his 70th birthday before he came west. So what was going on in all of that time? He had a life, he had friends, he was preaching, and of course, most importantly for us, he was preparing himself as His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj titled the first part of the biography of Srila Prabhupada. He called it A Life in Preparation. So I thought just briefly to mention a couple of points from one of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, a senior godbrother, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, the late Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. He left this world in 1999. Puri Maharaj was initiated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1921. Now, you may remember Srila Prabhupada first met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922, so some months after Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj was initiated. So he was a very early disciple. Now, when Mula Prakriti came to interview him, he was, this was just a few months before he would depart the world in March 1999. And he was already very advanced in his physical condition deteriorating. So he was in bed, and he was apparently needed to have oxygen. There was an oxygen mask. But still, despite his condition, he wanted to be interviewed. He wanted to say something to sort of put on the record of his memory of our Srila Prabhupada. And so Mula Prakriti describes this situation in which she was interviewing him. And she says, first, he touched my head as a blessing, and she felt very blessed by him. And his eyes, he spoke with great feeling, and his eyes were glistening with tears. And he was praising Srila Prabhupada. saying how pleased Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur is with him. And then he says that Srila Swami Maharaj, this is the standard reference to our Srila Prabhupada, because his sannyas name was Swami. There are many sannyas names, one of them being Puri, another being Tirtha. There's 108 different names. One of them is Swami. So Puri Maharaj was referring to our Prabhupada as Swami Maharaj, saying he helped me in a very special way. And how was that? Well, Mula Prakriti explains that our Srila Prabhupada was always very protective of his disciples. When he brought disciples to India, it was quite a sensation, but it was also some concern because some were thinking, who are these Westerners? They can't possibly actually be Vaishnavas. What to speak of Brahmanas? And of course, Prabhupada would always insist that his disciples were qualified as Brahmanas. And as such, they were qualified to worship the deity. And they were qualified to cook. And they were qualified to offer what they cooked to Krishna. So this is significant in this context because Puri Maharaj initially was amongst those who were not, he felt, oh, these Westerners, they can't possibly be qualified. And so it was evident to the devotees that he was keeping his distance. But some years later, Srila Prabhupada was preparing to leave the world, and he, some godbrothers came to see Prabhupada in his rooms in Vrindavan. And it says here they had many heartfelt exchanges. There was very warm sharing between them, and Srila Prabhupada begged his forgiveness from his godbrothers, and they would say, there's nothing you need to forgive. And he begged forgiveness from Puri Maharaj, who said the same. And then Puri Maharaj begged forgiveness from Srila Prabhupada. And then our Srila Prabhupada said to Puri Maharaj, he asked him in a very humble way, if Puri Maharaj could give him one gift. Puri Maharaj said, yes, of course, I will give anything, whatever. And Prabhupada said, he had wanted to perform parikrama of Giriraj Govardhan and Sri Brajamandala. I never heard this, that he wanted to do all of Brajamandala. There was this huge debate about whether he could go on Govardhan Parikrama. That's another story, but the final conclusion was, no, it's not possible. His condition is too frail. So he said, I wanted to go on Parikrama, but I wasn't able to. And he said, I remember when our Guru Maharaj, that is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was leaving this world, you, that is Puri Maharaj, had wanted to sing for him, but you had been unable to do so. So now our Srila Prabhupada is asking Puri Maharaj, please sing for me now. Please sing Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. In this way, you can help me perform parikrama. That's so nice. He couldn't go physically, but he could, because the song Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Shri Govinda Gopinath Madhanamo, it's describing all of the holy places of Vrindavan. So he said, please sing this for me. So Puri Maharaj says he very sweetly sang this song, and Srila Prabhupada just closed his eyes and listened, and tears were falling from both of their eyes. So then, after he finished singing the song, Prabhupada opened his eyes and he asked, now could I please offer you from my heart a gift? So he wants to offer a gift to Puri Maharaj in exchange. And Puri Maharaj says, yes, of course. And then Srila Prabhupada whispered to one disciple who returned after a few minutes, with a plate of the Mahaprasadam from Sri Sri Krishna Balaram and Radha Shyamasundar. And then it says, with love, Srila Prabhupada had his Western disciple offer Srila Puri Maharaj this gift. Srila Puri Maharaj accepted Srila Prabhupada's gift and honored the prasad, respecting that it had been cooked, offered, and served by Srila Prabhupada's Western followers. So this was, it's not entirely clear from what's given here, but this was a major, moment when he was, you could say, kind of showing that he was converted. Puri Maharaj was, now he was fully convinced that Srila Prabhupada had indeed made genuine Vaishnavas from Western people. And the test was the taste test. He was willing to accept their prasadam, because earlier he would not accept. So now he was accepting. Now it's not mentioned here, but I'm trying to remember who tells. Sometime later, Puri Maharaj was in Mayapur, and he came to Mayapur Chandradoy Mandir. It must have been a festival day. Bhakti, maybe it was Srila Prabhupada's departure. Tirabhav, Titi, I'm not sure. But he came. Who was telling this? And when he came in the temple, he offered obeisance to the deities, Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ashtasaki, for a very long time. He was Dandavat Pranam. He was just lying in front of the deities for a long time. And devotees were very touched by that. Yeah. So that is one memory. He says at the end, he wanted everyone to know how Srila Prabhupada, Puri Maharaj wanted everyone to know how Srila Prabhupada had inspired him in this way. And he finished by saying, Doyal, Doyal. So kind, so kind. So, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Puri Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. I thought that was nice, very touching. What do you think? Anyone? Comments, reflections, anything? Ramananda Gopal, what do you have to say?
Hare Krishna Gurudev, my obeisances, Jai
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna. Jai.
All glories to you and to our God family. You just pointed me out, and because I was thinking when Puri Maharaj passed on, I was in Mayapur, and you requested me to go over to his temple, to his mat, what is right in on the side of the Mayapur Chandadoya Mandir.
He personally requested you.
Yes, because I was there. I don't know if I did a daily worship course or Bhakti Shastri. I don't know. I was there in this time, and but you were not there. But you contacted me and asked if I could go to the smart and on behalf of you give my obeisances. And there I met a young brahmachari. I was also brahmachari at this time. And yeah, we had a very sweet exchange. And although he didn't speak so well English, but he really was very happy to hear about your appreciation for Maharaj and that you sent somebody over to kind of express that feeling. Yeah, this was I remembered when you told the story about Maharaj.
Well, thank you for going.
No, this was my pleasure. It was very nice. It was very, very happy.
Nice, nice. Okay, thank you. So let's see, we can read Purusha-sukta. What better way to spend our time? I brought out this Purusha-sukta because, as I may have mentioned, I have what's still a completely unfixed idea that I may develop some academic presentation about it in relation to the Bhagavatam, because it's alluded to. There are some verses in chapter 6, plus one in chapter 5, I think, of Canto 2. And that chapter, Prabhupada gave the title to the chapter, Purusha-sukta Confirmed. And as I've said before, the Purusha-sukta is a famous sukta, or hymn, in the Rig Veda. It's probably the most famous hymn in the Rig Veda. There's another also in the 10th mandala called the Nasiya Sukta, or Nasiya something, also quite famous and quite mysterious. So I'm going to jump. We read last time the second sukta. Well, I can reread it quickly. Purusha ev edagam sarvam yat bhutam yat chabhavyam utamritat yeshana yat anena tirohati. And there were two translations, which are pretty similar. One is all this universe is the Purusha. What exists, what will exist, and what grows by food are he, the Lord of immortality. And this was, I think we noticed that whereas the first verse is saying that Purusha is all-pervading in terms of space, this verse seems to say that he's all-pervading in terms of time. He's there in the past, the present, and the future. The other translation was, all this universe is the Purusha. That's the same. What existed and what will exist are he, basically the same, who is also the master of bliss because he transcends Maya. So there's no mention of food in this second one. Annena, yet annena, atirahati. And then there was a third translation. This is from Michael Myers. Purusha truly is all this, what has been and what is to be. He is the Lord of the immortals and those which grow by means of food. So I think it's more clear in this Myers translation. He's the Lord of the devas, and he's the Lord of those who grow by food. In other words, us. In other words, those with physical bodies. Okay, well, that's maybe not such earth-shaking information, but let's go to verse number 3. Etavanasya mahima ato jaya gangscha purusha pado osya vishva bhutani tripadasya divi. Such is his glory that the Purusha is also greater than the universe. So this sounds like a kind of purport to the first verse, because that was already expressed in the first verse. Atyatishtatta sangulam. By 10 fingers he extends beyond. All beings are his rays. Rays meaning like sun rays shining out. The threefold opulence of the material world is in heaven. Now this, all beings are his rays. I've always found this to be an intriguing idea, that we are, all of us, in a sense, emanating from Krishna, just as the sun rays are emanating from the sun. And there is a unbroken line between the sun ray when we see it and the sun. It's a, what do they say, 93 million miles, however many kilometers it is, to the sun. Of course, it's more and it's less depending where we are. So this long distance from the sun, and then here we are. So there's like an invisible thread that goes from our existence to Krishna's existence. And it's only because of that thread that we're alive, that we are whatever we are. And you could say that death is when that thread gets cut, but that is a bad analogy because we're always connected to Krishna. The body is finished, but we continue. Anyway, another translation is given here. Such is the glory pertaining to the universe. The Purusha is greater and older than that, meaning greater and older than the universe. 1/4 of his opulence pertains to the material world. Okay, he's translating the word pada as 1/4. The 3/4 are in the transcendental heaven. All things exist in that way. So pada asya vishva bhutani tripad asya amritam divi. Divi is locative in the higher realm in heaven. So this is an idea that we hear. Srila Prabhupada has spoken about this many times and written about it, that everything that we experience in this world is 1/4 of reality. And we can think of that in various ways. We can think of it, just in a sort of spatial way, like three-dimensional. The space of the spiritual world, you could say, is 3 times what this world is, what this universe is. And I think we can also think of it beyond that also we may want to say even conceptually, whatever concepts we have about ourselves, about reality, about time, everything, is however much we may want to stretch our understanding of this world, our understanding of ourselves, our understanding of other people, we can only get to sort of 1/4 because 3/4 it's beyond, it's outside of this world. But if we can remember that that's there, the spiritual world is there, then this in itself is liberating. Okay, the translation from Myers is, such is his greatness, yet more than this is Purusha. 1/4 of him is all beings. 3/4 of him is the immortal in heaven. So it's pretty much the same idea. In his commentary, just nicely done commentary. What's the devotee's name? Gaurapada. Yeah, I'd like to meet him sometime. He says the first half of this verse, Etavanasya Mahima Ato Jayangs Chapurusha, is illustrated in Bhagavatam 2:6-18. And then he quotes, Mahimaisha tato brahman purushasya duratyaya. Therefore, O Brahmana, this glory of the Purusha is hard to fathom, hard to grasp, hard to understand. And do you want to hear what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says about that? Say yes. Okay. Vishwanath Chakravarti explains, Tato heto purushasya parameshvarasya esha mahima duratyayaha aparaha. Therefore, this glory of Parameshvara is unbounded. So this idea of 1/4, 3/4, one might conclude, okay, it's 3 times bigger and 3 times whatever, more, 3 times more opulent and so on. But Vishwanath Thakur says, no, don't think like that. What it's saying is there's no limit to the glory of Purusha. Right. Purusha-sukta ki jaya. All right, what else? Param Dhammananda, where are you now?
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol,
Haribol.
Yāhā.
Looks like you're in outer space.
Well,
Yes, your background. Are you in Czechia?
yes, actually, I'm here near the mountains
Oh,
and finishing a lot of work,
okay.
and so it's coming up together gradually. Whole collection, new collection.
New collection of still photos?
Stills, yes, and also moving images, like a short film meditations.
Oh, okay.
Because the feature project was like beyond my means, of course, and
Your Krida project?
yeah, Krida.
It takes too much investment to make it happen. Is that the thing?
Well, yeah, I guess it takes a lot of material. One needs a lot of material, and because you know what it is, it's like in a short films. It's the Godfrey Reggio, my executive producer, suggested it is better to do this smaller films, as I call it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, smaller films and more like an exercise, still like an exercise for a feature film, really.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like one makes sketches before one makes a full painting. Something.
Yeah, sketch. And also like an edition of let's say a book, and then the book is being later expanded and revised.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So these are going to be short clips, like what, 1, 2, 3 minutes? Or...
No, not that short. I mean, there will be the latest one that is coming up. I mean, you have seen some of the work versions. It's Reverie Krida, which is the meditation of Sitaram in exile.
Oh, yeah.
And then Krishna and Gopis and Yashodama in nature. But this one is in a temple. This will be just a temple dance in Manipur.
Uh-huh.
The Radha Govinda Mandir, we had a permission to photograph, and so that's just being completed. I'm just now actually also working on the poster, on the one sheet artwork that I can share also here. And yeah, I will have one screening in Prague next week of 2 of those. And then I will see what opportunities come.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So
As far as the length is concerned, it is going like from 4 all the way to 24 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the shortest one is from Ayodhya. And that features some of amazing deities of Shiva from the royal family of Ayodhya. And also Sitaram from the Kanakbhavan temple there, very beautiful temple. And
Is that this new temple, the famous?
well, no, this is a
Oh,
Balaram, small
oh,
Ram, Rama Bala, uh, and Ram Lal. This is a Ram as a baby, as a boy.
yeah.
And the other ones, Rama is worshipped, as a big man with Sita and
Oh,
Lakshmana
okay.
and
Yeah,
Hanuman.
right.
So this Ram Lala, when I was there, was just being sort of made. They were
Mhm.
preparing the stones and carving.
Yeah.
I visited the site, in fact. I was there a few times
Uh,
when they're piling up the different pillars and parts of the temple.
uh,
And yeah, but it was interesting work. It was a handwork and
mm,
also machine work.
yeah.
But the proportions were not as good as the older temples that we see in India.
Oh,
Proportions, let's say the
yeah.
head, the hands, sometimes, it's not as beautiful.
Huh.
But it's the fun but forest, I'm now working, I'm trying, campaigning to also plant trees in Ayodhya
Oh,
because the temple is just, it's just like again in a field and there's a
yeah.
huge temple,
Yeah.
and so
It needs greenery.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
not a single bush even.
Oh, good. You're
Yeah,
on a mission.
yeah. The India is getting like more and more gray.
Yeah.
It's just impossible even to go there now, I
Yeah.
mean, and to have like a little bit of experience of nature and clean water.
Yeah. 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 It's very sad.
Yeah.
So
So
there
I don't
needs.
know. So in relation to your reading, as I was listening to this appreciation
Uh-huh.
and Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas there. So I was just wondering what they would probably think if they would see the condition today and of the environment where the temples are being built and the worship is going on, what's outside the gates of the temple, like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. The times they are a changing. And what did when I was growing up, we were all big fans of Bob Dylan. And one of his songs, it really got me when I was hearing it. I just remember the refrain is, "There's a hard rain a going to fall." And the whole tone of the song is, it's like um, speaking as like a biblical prophet, saying troubled times are coming. And then he says, and the refrain is, it's a hard rain, it's gonna fall. And I was, as a teenager, I was really struck by that.
Yeah, it's a prophecy. It is like a
Like a
prophecy.
prophecy, yes. Yeah. But we cannot be depressed. Um, we have to also anticipate a bright future
Yeah,
despite everything, isn't it? Despite the darkness, there is light.
yeah. I mean, light comes out of darkness, no? But artificial light, there is a lot of fake light I am being
Oh,
seeing.
yes, I know. That's your other mission, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this artificial light. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't think about it as I mean, people think it's okay. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's
2
okay.
days, 2 days ago, I woke up around, I think it was around 4 o'clock. I woke up and there was no electricity sometime in the night. And I know it was after 1:30 because I had been up at 1:30. There was no electricity, everything,
Uh,
totally dark. And I was reminded, I think it's a good thing to remember sometimes. We take for granted uh, the power of sight, and we take for granted the light that's um, always available. So I woke up and there was no light. I have a little night light in the room, but that was out. So everything totally black. and, and then, you run for some electronic device to get some light so you can move. But we're so dependent.
yeah, and there is if I can add to it, it's just to make it round.
Mm.
There is a beautiful idea that one master was asking a student is that, so how to dissipate, let's say, the darkness if one doesn't want to be in the dark space. So one idea is just one either switches the light on, the artificial light or candle or something, so puts light on. But there is another way. Also, he mentioned it is to learn to see in the dark.
Uh,
And that is also like a ability. It's as a skill that one can train the eye to see in the dark.
mm.
Then there is no need to consistently look.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, to increase the sensitivity.
Yeah, of the pupil,
Mm.
because the pupil is also paralyzed by the artificial lights. So she is not used to move. The eye muscles are so stiff,
Mm.
they are not moving.
They're not dilating.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there are also cells in the eye. There is a daylight cell and nighttime cell.
Uh-huh.
So at night we are seeing through the white parts
Uh-huh.
of the eye.
Oh, I never heard that before.
Oh yeah. And during the day we are seeing mainly front,
Yeah,
and at night we are seeing more peripherally.
yeah.
That's why the design of the eye is like that.
But
And that's
this design is nobody's design. It just came by accident.
this is what they say, yeah. So why there would be by accident day and night, isn't it?
Isn't it? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Haribol. Okay, let's very briefly have a look at Chaitanya-charitamrita, shall we? Starting chapter 17. The pastimes, this is Adi Lila, pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. And I think I'll jump right to the first verse. We have this summary of the chapter, summarized by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhasya, his commentary of the flow of nectar. Pravaha, I think, would be like the the strong current or flow of nectar, pravaha. Okay. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami always introduces each chapter with a Sanskrit pranam mantra. Vande Svairadbhute da Svair ad bhute ham tam Chaitanyang yat prasadata yavana sumanayante Krishna nama prajalpaka. Let me offer my respectful obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean yavanas become perfectly well-bred gentlemen. Sumanayante. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, Krishna Nama Prajalpaka. Such is the power of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanyam yat prasadatam. Okay, the translation is kind of leaving out this Svair Adbhute, Adbhuta. He is completely independent. And Adbhuta, wonderful. Okay, Prabhupada speaks on this point about caste Brahmins misunderstanding. And of course, you could say this is a major message of his mission, is that everyone can become a qualified Vaishnava. So he's pointing out that this is demonstrated by his mission. He says, even in the United States, when our devotees chant on the street, American ladies and gentlemen inquire from them whether they're actually Americans. Because no one could expect Americans to become such nice devotees all of a sudden. Even Christian priests are greatly surprised that all these boys from Jewish and Christian families have joined this Krishna consciousness movement. Before joining, they never regarded any principles of religion seriously, but now they have become sincere devotees of the Lord. Everywhere, people express astonishment, and we take great pride in the transcendental behavior of our students. Such wonders are possible, however, only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not ordinary or mundane. And then he goes into Bengali IR meter. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Gaura Bhaktavinda. Kaishora Lilar Sutra Korila Ganan Jovana Lilar Sutra Kori Anukram. I have already given a synopsis, a summary of the Kaishora Lila of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order. So, anukrama. There's a term in Sanskrit, anukramani, is a summary, a Sanskrit summary. So in the Mahabharata, the first quite long section of the Adi-bhavan is an anukramani, which is summarizing the whole Mahabharata. And Krishnadas Kaviraj does this, well, at least 2 times, I think, in Chaitanya-charitamrita, summarizing, because he says, I don't know how long I have to live. So here's a summary. Another Sanskrit verse. Vidya Saundarya Satvesha Sambhoga Nritya Kirtanai Prema Nama Pradanaischa Gauro Divyati Yovane. Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty, and fine dress. Vidya Saundarya Satveshas. Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Prema Nama Pradanaischa. So pradana means distributing. So by these activities, Divyati, he illuminated his youth, or in his youth. He was shining in his youth. Okay. Yovana praveshe angera anga vibhushan divya vastro divya vesha malya chandana. As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments, dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and smeared himself with sandalwood. So, what can we say about this? He's decorating himself. One may say, well, who decorates themselves like this? This may be in the context of Nam Sankirtan, that he's going out to distribute the holy name. And of course, the story comes later, but he first has to go to Gaya before all of this. Vidyar odatte kahona kore ganan shakala pandita jini kore adyapan. By dint of pride in his education, that is, because of pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. So we read in quite some detail how he defeats one Pandit in the previous chapter, that Pandit being identified later as Keshava Kashmiri, whether accurately or not. So, and what is he doing? He's being a scholar himself. He's being he's being what everyone is what all the Brahmins, you could say, in Navadvip are expected to be. So he's being he's following his father's tradition. He's following the local culture, because Navadvip was a center of learning, the Oxford of India at the time. And so he's busy with doing all of these things, and Srivas Thakur gets worried about him because of this. His pride, audatye, Vidyar audatye is because of pride in education. Naganan, he doesn't count. Ganana, I think, is literally counting. So he doesn't give any count to any value to anyone. Kahon na kore ganana. Shakal Pandit, not just one Pandit, but all the Pandits, Jiniya, having conquered them, Kori Adyapan, he's studying. Yeah. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So there we are. It's already that time. My thanks to those of you who have been translating. And my thanks to all of you for joining us, as always. And I wish you a wonderful week. And I wish you to stay safe and stay sane. And if there is any pain, may it be such that it is illuminating and not depressing. Pain is there in the material world. It's the nature of this world. But when we take it and ride with it, we can surf on the ocean of material existence back to God. Okay, I don't know. That was just some unfocused thought. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Haribol.
Jai Guru Maharaj.
Haribol.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Krishna
Thank you.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, everyone.